Michelle Hammer.
Hey!
And we're going to talk about what is schizophrenia.
What is it?
And this is the surprise. We're here live in New York, not on Zoom or anything like that. So this is awesome.
Sunny day. Sunny day. I need my
Very
sunglasses
sunny day.
back on. Woo!
We're here in Central Park, and we're just going to talk about what is schizophrenia.
What is schizophrenia? What is it?
So I was getting a lot of DMs on like them describing schizophrenia, and it sounded like they were thinking it's a personality disorder. So if you can clarify some things on what it is.
Clarify. Well, it's not really a personality disorder. It's sort of like a mental illness. I mean, there's the three main symptoms would be positive symptoms, negative symptoms, cognitive symptoms. Just because it says positive doesn't mean good. It just is an add-on, like, you know, hallucinating or having delusions. Negative symptoms doesn't just mean bad. It means like take away from your personality. Like you might be really quiet, you withdraw from people, you don't speak a lot. You're just very like introverted in like a extreme way. And then the cognitive symptoms are just the ability to have like conversations and understand things when they're spoken to you, and just really kind of like understanding reality in a sense. I hope that's clear, and I hope that's right actually. If I'm not right, sorry.
You're good.
Okay.
And then last time, if you didn't see our last video, we broke a lot of stigmas on schizophrenia, but you said that they were a spectrum, which I think are also known as subtitles. Are there different types of subtitles of schizophrenia?
I'm not sure about different subtitles, but it is all on like a different kind of spectrum. Like it also depends on like your doctor and the medicine that you're on and how you're getting treatment, because unfortunately a lot of people don't have the right health insurance where they can actually get good treatment. I am a very lucky person that I have a support team that helps me with my treatment, but if you don't have that, it's very difficult. So it's kind of like, where are you on that spectrum, and how many meds have worked for you, how many meds don't work for you, how you go along that journey, are you a med compliant, are you non-med compliant, and how well you can really live your life is how it could work.
And what's a med compliant?
Med compliant is if you're given medication, do you take them or do you not take them? Like for years I was not med compliant because I kept insisting, I'm totally fine, I don't need this, everybody else sees something that's wrong with them. I'm just a little bit weird. I'm fine. I'm just a little bit weird. I was wrong.
Okay.
And then I realized once I started taking my meds, I actually felt better and lived a better life. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to start taking them.
So it's what works for you.
Yes, yes.
And that kind of goes into our next question, which is, what methods work for you? Like, what do you do to help your symptoms?
To help my symptoms, well, definitely I take my meds. That really does help my symptoms. Other things are, you know, spending time with people, because, you know, sometimes I find that if I'm just alone forever, I'm alone with my thoughts, and then I just start making up horrible delusions that make no sense, and I usually get very mad or angry because of them, because I like to make up, like, mean delusions for some reason.
Yeah.
But sometimes I make up, just like, I'll start laughing and bursting into laughter sometimes, because I'm having an hilarious conversation with somebody, which may have happened, or didn't happen, or something I wish would have happened, and I just think it's just whatever. But I mean, I forgot what the main question was.
The methods that help you.
Oh, that help me? Really, yeah, spending time with people, calling people, and maybe just playing sports, going running, just distracting, working on my business, anything that just distracts me just from the thoughts in my head, really.
And last time you said bike riding helped you. Have you started that again?
I have to pump the tires. Like, I'm really trying. I'm trying, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, you know, I work at my pop-up shop, and right on that corner, the bike lane goes straight, and people make left turns, and I see people almost getting hit all day long. And the bikers get so mad. It's funny, because the bikers will bang on the cars, cars that are going to hit them. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I could bike in the city, because this is just crazy all the time. They'll be like, bam, 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 and I'm like, oh my God, oh my God.
Instead of car rage, it's bike rage.
It's the bike rage. Yeah, it's crazy. It's just so funny to. You sit at a pop-up shop and you just kind of just like people watch all day long. Like when you know 6 o'clock happens and there's traffic to get on the tunnel, like the beeping. But the beeping, like the people are in the middle of the road and they're blocking the box. So if you beep, you know they can't go.
Yeah.
So what does the beeping do? Nobody's trying to not go forward. So beeping does nothing because nobody is trying to stop. So if you beep, what is it accomplishing? So I got in a fight with a trucker guy one time because he was beeping at nobody, and I'm like, who are you beeping at? You're not. And then he just started beeping and yelling at me, and then he tried to come over with his truck to yell at me more, and then I said, nah, now your light is now red. What are you gonna do now? And then he just went through the red light. I was like, you're just an idiot. Okay, tangents. That's what I
Maybe
do.
stick with your running.
Yeah, seriously, it's safer. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't get in fights with the people with the truck. They have a truck, I don't.
There you go.
You know.
So, how do you feel like schizophrenia has changed over the year? Do you think it's changed in a good way? Do you think they've stayed away from methods that didn't work and was inhumane, I should say?
Well, yeah. Like I mentioned to you, like there was that show on Netflix, like Nurse Ratched, and it talks about like, you know, the old kind of like, you know, institutions they used to put people in when they had a mental illness, and it was just like the lobotomies, the hot baths, the cold baths. And my great-grandmother was diagnosed with schizophrenia. All I really know is she popped out my grandmother on the kitchen table.
Oh my gosh.
Don't know why. That's just how it was. And then was immediately committed to a psychiatric facility. And what happened to her there?
Yeah.
My mom said she visited her once there. She talked like a baby, and she only spoke Yiddish. So who really knows? But she was in there for the rest of her life.
Oh.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So whatever they did didn't work because she never got out.
Obviously.
So I would assume that nowadays it's probably better than what it used to be. Because medications are better, doctors are better, places are better, and I can't imagine how a lobotomy or a hot bath and a cold bath could really solve a mental illness. I don't see how a bath can really. Baths are relaxing, but not
Very
when they're burning
relaxing.
hot and not when they're freezing cold.
Right.
I don't really know how that could fix anything.
Yeah.
Does a cold bath and a hot bath ever fix your brain?
No, maybe it grounds me, but not fix it.
I don't think, I mean, like you have sore muscles, the cold bath is helpful, but I don't think that fixes your brain at all.
Right.
Right? I don't think that's going to do anything. So I would say there's been a lot of improvements, especially with more people talking about schizophrenia. I work on ad boards sometimes, and they ask us questions, you know, like about medications, and a lot of they're talking about long-acting injectables, things like that, and new kinds of meds they're coming out with. And there's a lot more being spoken about with schizophrenia medications, because there's not like, you know, oh, this is the schizophrenia med. There's always like, well, there's an antipsychotic you can go on, there's antidepressants, there's benzos, there's all this stuff, but there's not like, you know, the schizophrenic medication. You know?
That makes sense. And as an advocate, I always am trying to improve on how I can help people, and because I don't have schizophrenia, how can myself and other advocates who don't have schizophrenia help those? Just that makes sense.
Just support everybody. Just accept everyone for who they are. Just don't discriminate in any way. You know, accept everyone. You know, I have friends with all kinds of different diagnoses, and we all support each other. We don't judge each other for different ones. We're not saying like, you know, like the suffering Olympics. Oh, I have this. It's worse. This is worse. This is worse. Like people like some people I've been in like groups or whatever and stuff like that. And they say, you know, oh, you don't think that I'm bipolar and I'm not schizophrenic, but like really. There's no one worse than the other, because, you know, I know people who are bipolar that are way less stable than me. I know people with no diagnosis that are crazier than me. So, like, it's, you know, just accept everyone, because the judgment makes no sense anymore. What's with the judgments, you know?
Right.
Usually, you know someone for long enough and you get to know them. Yeah. Then never 100%. Right. You know, define normal. Define normal. You know,
my mom always says, this is our normal.
Right? You know, normal is what you think of it. When I like to post, like, I have that Define Normal shirt, people always go, you know, normal is just a setting on a washing machine. And I'm like,
exactly.
I'll accept that. I'll accept that. Whatever you want.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Define it for yourself, because there's no normal for everybody.
No, there's not. Do you have any last words?
Do I have any are you killing me?
No. For the live, do you have any last words?
You know, just don't let, you know, the stigma from society get in the way of living your best life. You know, live your dreams. Don't let anything hold you back. You know, when I was diagnosed with schizophrenia, I thought my life was going to be over, but, you know, I realized that it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because then I can get treated for the right illness.
Yes.
What are you doing now for, like, what do you do for, as an advocate for schizophrenia?
Oh, as an advocate, I run Schizophrenic NYC.
Okay.
And you can go to schizophrenic.nyc, that's my website, or schizophrenic.nyc, that's my Instagram. I have a clothing line, mental health clothing line. I'm usually pop up Fridays and Saturdays at the Fountain House Gallery on 48th and 9th Avenue. I might be there Thursday this week, I don't really know. And I just sell clothes and I talk to New Yorkers, which is always interesting.
Yes.
I talk to tourists, which is always interesting, and I just meet everybody, and it's lovely.
Have you found that with schizophrenia that you have any restrictions for that you've noticed, like for yourself personally, that you know that would be triggering, that you've tried to stay clear of to keep yourself healthy mentally and with wellness?
Certain jobs.
Okay.
I would say certain jobs I steer clear of. If you want me to work really ridiculous hours, it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
I've had many jobs that didn't work out, but because I've had so many jobs, I was able to, start my own business because I had so much experience in so many different fields.
That's great.
So, that's turning a negative into a positive.
Mm-hmm. So obviously you've been very successful regardless of what people think when you're diagnosed with something such as bipolar, schizophrenia, and a mental condition.
You make lemons out of
Yep.
lemonade. You do what you can. You hustle, and you don't let things hold you back.
Nope.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of times people think when they're diagnosed, or individuals that have heard someone who's diagnosed think, okay, well, that's it for them.
Right.
You know, when she was diagnosed, Savannah was diagnosed with auditory processing disorder, they said, oh, well, don't give her hopes of college. Don't give her hopes of trade school. Don't give her hopes because she'll barely be at 6th grade reading level. And then that's when she says, I just want to be normal. She was probably about 8 years old. And I said, this is normal, our normal. And whatever they tell you, they can speak out of their mouth, but I hear nothing. I hear what we're capable of. And she graduated with honors with her associate's degree and a high school diploma.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
I have schizophrenia. I have a bachelor's, I have an associate's, and I have a continuing ed degree.
There we go. See?
Yep.
We don't listen to noise
Right?
because that's all it is.
Yeah.
Don't listen to those stereotypes.
Don't listen
No.
to those stereotypes.
No.
And I got my bachelor's and associates when I was diagnosed bipolar, and I got my continuing ed when I was diagnosed with schizophrenic. So it really doesn't mean it's going to hold you back. You know,
Yeah.
you can achieve what you want to achieve.
Yep.
Right.
You have that support team, and I know I needed my support team through many of that, and I was able to
Mm-hmm.
do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is my support team, my mom, and then my grandma over there, and
Right.
my other ones are somewhere in New York. Traveling.
I think a lot of people think having a support system is a negative. It means that you're weak. I think that means you're smart,
Yes.
smarter, and stronger, because empowering women empower others, and empowering people empower other people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Empower each other. Work
Absolutely.
Together. Yes.
Well, I'm looking at two through the lens right now, ladies.
If you guys want to watch our other episode on Listen Love Connect with Michelle Hammer, it's under break the I practiced this. It was breaking the stigma of schizophrenia. Thank you everyone for watching, and always remember to listen, love, connect. And this is Exceptional Heroes in New York.
Hold on. I want to show you guys. I'm going to hold on.